to do whatever you have to do at that time.
Two democracies will end it differently. And if you can prove that concept here, then I think it's probably the best way to sell democracy.
Don't worry, Senator, one democracy will settle it. And you know which one.
Okay. Lindsey Graham. So this,
All right.
so this is what we, my team got this together. Okay. And the same thing about being a demanding prime minister. One has heard about how you have 11 p.m. meetings and 11:30 midnight, post-midnight meetings happen in this cabinet. And it's like working, especially during COVID times when these crises happened, the Ukraine situation where Indian students had to be evacuated. Those are like very tense times, right? And he's on the job all the time?
Well, look, I don't want you to get it wrong. It's not like you particularly want to meet or the meetings happen at 11 o'clock or late at night kind of thing. I think it's a situation, it's partly the Prime Minister's schedule. But you mentioned, for example, the Ukraine conflict, Operation Ganga. Now, what was happening at that time was that the Prime Minister was busy campaigning in UP, if you remember at that time. Now,
last year, same time.
Yep. Now,
24th of February, I think.
A little bit later.
Yeah, 20.
Okay. Now, it could have been, I don't know, maybe some other prime minister would have said, okay, guys, I'm busy with UP, now you go manage this. But I think it bothered him. He felt he needed to get a good sense. I mean, lives were at stake. So we would have situations where he would campaign the whole day, come back to Delhi. I mean, you could see sometimes, how exhausted he was. And then somewhere he would find that energy and the adrenaline. And we would meet late because he's come back late from campaigning. Sometimes the situation would call for it. I think I once mentioned this, maybe in one of those same occasions you showed me right now, which was our consulate in Mazar-e-Sharif being attacked. And I remember I think it was past midnight, and I also have this habit of staying up late, and I like to clear my desk every day without fail. And in fact, he called up, and normally, some other guy comes up and sort of says the PM wants to talk to you. In this case, it was him. And so I think if there is something happens, he feels, he feels deeply about it. He sort of feels it's not like ask somebody to do something. He wants to know that it's being done. Now, mind you, having said that, I also say this as his working style, that once an objective is achieved or a mission is set or whatever it is, you get the space to then carry it out.
Okay.
So, say Operation Ganga, he would want to know what we were doing. He would sometimes give suggestions saying, अच्छा आप ये कभी इसके बारे में सोचा, कभी इसका भी देखिएगा, वहाँ भी ये करिए. But it was not like he was wanting to, get down. He trusted you with the details. And that's why, for me, the sort of, I would say, the pleasure of working with him. What does anybody need from a boss? You need from a boss somebody who gives you a goal with clarity, who, whatever their thoughts, ideas, etc. share. Then if you are the experienced operational person, you leave them to figure out how it is done. You take your feedback. You might want to course correct, but he gives you a lot of the space, and which is why I think if you look at the last 7-8 years of Indian foreign policy, we are able to move. I give you why Operation Ganga. I'll give you Operation Dost right now.
Yeah, Turkey. Yes.
Turkey. The earthquake happened. I think literally in a very, very short time. He wanted to know what are our thoughts. I kind of sent in our thoughts. I very quickly consulted, my people in my own ministry. And literally within a few minutes, we were told, okay, you got the go now, go talk to NDRF, whatever.
Yeah,
tell
in
the
48 hours, if I'm not mistaken, that they were already there.
We were less